a new year, a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
2, 3, 4 for the final time.
Win number 1 of the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the Nazareth Speedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100K.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
It's been a long wait, but it's finally here. The 2021 Carquest Indy Racing League season has arrived. We start off here on Race 1 at the Pikes Peak International Raceway for today's running of the Rocky Mountain 80K. Good afternoon or good morning or whenever this race is going up. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to Fountain, Colorado, just outside of Colorado Springs and even a little further outside of Denver, Colorado. We are here to kick off the first season of the Carquest Indy Racing League. And we have a good one here for you today. The Rocky Mountain 80K at Pikes Peak International Raceway. 30 cars going to take on this mile, about flat racetrack, sort of banked, but pretty much flat, for 50 laps, with Braden Perez leading the field to the green flag there in that 22 car. It's going to be a good one here. I don't think you want to start out the front. I think you might want to start further in the back for the kind of race that we're going to see today, but we will see what happens here. Well, without further ado, let's go down Shrek's side. We'll get you your starting lineup, your Bucky's race report, and we'll get these pace laps started. And the engines fire here at Pikes Peak. 30 going to roll off here. In the top 5, we have Braden Perez alongside Charlie Davenport. The 50 of Sam Adolskin alongside the 30 of Derek Hamill. Noah Clifton alongside the 21 of Roberto Crown Jr. The 4 of Will Parrish alongside the 45 of Jackson Harrison, rather. And then, rounding out the top 10, we have Scott Upton alongside the 81 of Arthur Xavier. You'll see the rest of the starting lineup and the Bucky's race report over there on the left side. Ladies and gents, the calm before the storm is over because the storm has arrived. The Rocky Mountain 80K is underway here at Pikes Peak. Down to the start-finish line to complete lap number 1. Braden Perez with a great start here at Pikes Peak. But here comes Will Parrish on the inside of Noah Clifton. That's for second. They're 3 wide on the edge of 4 wide back there. Parrish, it looks like he's going to get the spot unless Scott Upton has something to say about it. Here comes the 15. Braden Perez is liking what he's seeing behind him. It's keeping him up front. Oh, they slide. Parrish and Clifton get together there on the top side. And they're 4 wide for second down the back. It is going to be the 21 of Roberto Jr. and Upton, and Parrish is the outside wall. Is that going to bring the caution out? No, we're still green here at Pikes Peak. Here comes one of the McLaren cars, both the McLaren cars on the inside, led by Nathan Smith, and behind him, William Brock. Underneath the 81 of Arthur Xavier, now the McLarens are side by side, but Perez still trying to pull away there in the 22. Here comes the 80. Oh, they're going to slide up again. but they won't go up into the wall this time. But now the group is closing in on the 22 of Braden Perez there. The 45, here comes Jackson Harrison, and the 55 of Christian Vargas there. Still 3 wide. And if this is the kind of racing we're going to see, you're definitely going to be wanting to be up front. I take back what I said in the pre-race. That's what I'm trying to say. I take back what I said in the pre-race about not sure you want to be up front to start because there could be a lot of cycling going on. Well, there's cycling going on, but it's not for the lead. It's second on back. At least here in the early laps at Pikes Peak. We'll see how this race turns out. 4 wide there for second. On the inside, here comes the 60 of Keegan Thompson. Down low of Trey Smith. And the 50 of Samadowski. Oh, they're going to get together. Oh, this is going to be a big pileup off of turn 4. A huge crash here at Pikes Peak. Half the field at least is in it. Oh, my. There's Jackson Harrison and Charlie Davenport against the outside wall. Both the McLaren cars back in that. Noah Clifton, Keegan Thompson, Scott Upton again. Ethan Farley in the 10. And some cars are going to come onto the pit road. Ooh, Christian Vargas has got a problem there in the 55. He's got smoke coming out of that car. And Daniel Bouchard is getting a aero screen full of it. So Vargas will pull down. He is definitely going to be done here at Pikes Peak. But an insane first 8 laps of green flag racing here in the Rocky Mountain 80K, capped off with a massive pile up there. Hope everyone's all right. And hopefully we don't have a bunch of cars out of the race as a result. That's a bad way to start the season there with a bunch of cars getting wrecked. But hopefully everyone will be able to continue on for the most part. Braden Perez is going to come down onto the pit road, so that will in turn hand the lead over to the 27 of Landon Smith Jr. there in front of the 9 of Logan Williams, the 59 of Daisy Johnson, the 20 of Trey Wright, and rounding out the top 5, the 98 of John Andrews, followed by Owen Miles, Keegan Thompson, the 12, I believe. Well, this order's not right. There's a few cars I think are a lap down. We'll wait to see when standings update. No, that's right. So we've got the 27 of Landon Smith Jr., the 9 of Logan Williams, the 59 of Daisy Johnson, the 20 of Trey Wright, the 98 of John Andrews. That's the top 5. That's the top 5, yeah, because Braden Perez came down on the pit road. So Owen Miles, Keegan Thompson, the 12 of Ryan Durrani, the 5 of William Brock, and the 81 of Arthur Xavier are going to round out the top 10 here, coming around for the restart here at the Rocky Mountain 80K. But before we get that green flag, let's go back and take a look at what happened to bring out caution number 1 here in the Carquest Indy Racing League. So now watching from overhead, we'll see what brought out this first caution. Let's Parrish getting to the into the backside of Landon Smith Jr., up into Trey Smith, and around goes Keegan Thompson, the 60, and everyone getting involved behind, some getting by on the inside, but many along the top side having nowhere to go. The 28 is in at the 81. 24, Noah Clifton, I believe that's the 45 of Jackson Harrison involved as well, and the 8 of Nathan Stapleton is in it. BB Ruiz in the yellow car on the inside, just getting through. But that is what's brought out the first caution of this race. Let's take a look at another angle. And watching again as they came off of turn 4 there. It's Keegan Thompson getting turned around. Landon Smith Jr. around on the inside in the 27. And, Owen Miles, what a hard shot there in the 28. There's Stapleton sliding in the foreground there in the 8 car, sliding off the screen on the right side. The 81, Arthur Xavier. The 5, William Brock. And back here, the 18, Charlie Davenport, the 7, Nathan Smith, Noah Clifton, the 45, Jackson Harrison, and the 21 of Roberto Crown Jr. in it as well. So a big pile up here early on at Pikes Peak, but, even one further ahead looks like the 50 of Samit Osgen getting a piece there. So it looks like he's going to be out of it, but that's what's brought out the caution here at Pikes Peak. But anyway, the track is clear. We're good to go, so let's head to the restart here at Pikes Peak International Raceway. And we're back with your live picture here at the Pikes Peak International Raceway. Landon Smith Jr. leading, Logan Williams, Daisy Johnson, Trey Wright, and John Andrews. That's your top 5 after the big pile up on lap number 7. We're ready to get this race restarted. Smith Jr. leads the field down. We're racing again here at Pikes Peak. A good start for the 27, but Logan Williams going to try to come back. Here comes Trey Wright on the inside of Daisy Johnson, and now he's going to go for second on Logan Williams. Field going wild behind, some coming down onto the pit road. One looked like Arthur Xavier in the 81. So some coming down onto the pit road here right off this green flag. The other looked like the 26, Landon Smith Jr.'s brother, Trey Smith. And now as Smith Jr. tries to hold on to the lead, he's not going to have any room on the inside. He gave up the bottom to Trey Wright in the 20, who is going to take the lead in that U.S. Air Force car. Now about 3 wide for second there. I thought Logan Williams was going to go to the inside of Landon Smith Jr. Now they're going to. Here comes the 98 of John Andrews there. He'll move into the second position. Daisy Johnson now going to dive underneath the 9. They can play it a little safer now. They're not going 3 and 4 wide as the field's gone and split up here at Pikes Peak. This is about the best thing that could have happened, so we don't have another big pileup. But now Daisy Johnson's going to go to the inside of John Andrews and Trey Wright for the lead in that 59 car. With Landon Smith Jr. behind, the Carlin Racing 59 to the lead here at Pikes Peak. And now Landon Smith Jr. in the Andretti Autosport to the inside with Ganassi's number 9 of Logan Williams behind him. And Smith Jr. will retake the lead here in the Rocky Mountain 80K. 15 laps done, now on to lap 16, coming around for lap 17 this time. Logan Williams on the inside of Landon Smith Jr. He noses out Smith at the line, and Logan Williams to the lead, but John Andrews in the 98 is going to have none of it. He's going to try to get the lead for what I believe is his first time today. A lap car, or slow car in front, maybe just traffic having come off the pit road. It's the 81 of Arthur Xavier, so I don't think he's going to be any trouble to these guys who are racing here. This is not like Indianapolis, where cars coming off the pit road would be very much slower than the rest of the field. At least I don't think so, but we'll see what happens here. As now the 12 of Ryan Durrani is going to go to the lead with Trey Wright underneath in the 20. And I think even though they're cycling, I think they may actually be catching the 81 of Arthur Xavier. So I take back what I said. Now is Daisy Johnson going to work to the inside of the 20 of Trey Wright and go back to the lead here at Pikes Peak? Yes, she will. And back to the line, Daisy Johnson leads another lap here at Pikes Peak on to lap 20. 31 laps to go. We're just shy of halfway here in the Rocky Mountain 80K. As now Logan Williams, and how about Derek Hamill in the 30 down low, side by side for the lead. I don't know who led at the line, but it's going to be Derek Hamill going into one with the lead. They were virtually tied at the start-finish line that time by, and Arthur Xavier looks like he may play a factor who comes out of the next few corners with the lead. BB Rue is in the 1 down low. They're side by side now, 3 wide. Here comes Benny Watson in the 29 down there in the Genesis car. He's going to go to the lead momentarily, but Trey Wright's going to try to get it back from him. We are about halfway here at Pikes Peak and closing. Oh no! Oh, hard into the outside wall. John Andrews up in the air. Derek Hamill involved, as well as I think it was the 9 of Logan Williams. Yes, it is. A huge, huge crash here at Pikes Peak once again, and that's the second caution of the race. And Trey Wright leading, Daisy Johnson. Benny Watson looks like had gotten second, but Daisy Johnson's going to come down the pit road in front of him. So just shy of halfway, we have another caution, and looks like this could potentially be the pit cycle that brings everyone to the end of the race here. They may come down for fuel later on, but I don't think they'll need tires. But looks like a couple are going to stay out anyway. It's like the 30, I believe, is there behind the pace car. No, it's the 21 of Roberto Crown Jr., Mitchell Collins, the 14 of Ethan Lewis, the 26 of Trey Smith, and the 81 of Arthur Xavier. Arthur Xavier having already come down the pit road, so he is a lap down right now. So is Trey Smith. And Ethan Lewis, is Mitchell Collins lap down? Yes, he is. How about the 21? I don't believe no, he's not a lap down. So, I believe that Roberto Crown Jr. is leading this race right now. And he even has a little bit of leverage in between him and whoever's going to end up second place, which I believe is going to be Benny Watson. So we'll see what the standings look like this time by, as they'll reset here on lap 25. We're right at halfway. And second place is indeed Benny Watson in the 29. So 3 lap cars in between Crown Jr. and Watson. And that's how it's going to be coming to the restart here in the Rocky Mountain 80K. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to bring out caution number 2 here at Pikes Peak. And here we are, 4 wide going into turn 3. It's Hamill and Williams getting together as Nathan Baird goes on the inside. They slide up into John Andrews in the 98 and up into the wall they go. Andrews getting airborne in that 98, sliding along the outside catch fence. Williams bounces off the wall again. Hamill grinds to a stop. But only the 3 involved in this second caution here at Pikes Peak. Let's take a look at another angle. So watching again as they come towards turn 3. Logan Williams and Derek Hamill getting together up into the 98. And nowhere for John Andrews to go except into the outside wall. Very hard there. Almost straight in for the 30 and 9. As Andrews slides along the wall there sideways. Cars getting by, lucky that nobody came in and joined them. But again, a vicious accident here to bring out the second caution of the race. But fortunately, the track is clear and we are good to go. So let's head to the restart here at Pikes Peak. And we're back with your live picture here at Pikes Peak. At halfway here, 25 laps to go. We are finishing up the second caution of the race here at Pikes Peak International Raceway, with Roberto Crown Jr. leading Benny Watson there in the second place in the 29, behind 3 lap cars there, followed by the 41 of Nathan Baird, the 20 of Trey Wright, and the 22 of Braden Perez. Green flag is back out. We're racing again here at Pikes Peak. It's going to be a great restart there for the 21 of Roberto Crown Jr. The slow cars between him and Benny Watson is going to allow him to pull away. And again, a few going to come down to the pit road. Trey Wright and Daisy Johnson look like they came down onto the pit road. And coming around, it's still Roberto Crown Jr. leading in the 21 now with 23 laps to go. Trey Smith there coming off the pit road in the 26. Benny Watson now going to work on the lap cars there to try to chase down Roberto Crown Jr. He's going to take him 3 wide down low in the Genesis colors there. Here he comes. Knocking on the door of the lead, Benny Watson in the second place still. He's not gaining any positions here. But no, Mitchell Collins going to look to the inside. And here comes the 41 down there as well of Nathan Baird. Is he going to benefit and get by Watson here? Doesn't look like it just yet. Now he will. He'll take Collins and Watson 3 wide into turn 1 and 2. 4 wide as Perez comes down to the inside. Braden Perez, the pole sitter, with a daring move on the inside, and he's going to get to second. But here comes Ethan Lewis, who is not on the lead lap. They are continuing to close in on the 21 of Roberto Crown Jr., now with 20 laps to go here in the Rocky Mountain 80K. Some more cars coming off of the pit road. I believe Trey Smith is going to end up caught in one of those endless cycles. No, he's not. Now he's joined with the others on the track. Come back out onto the track, 6 laps down. 26 cars remaining on the track. 4 are out of the race. Derek Hamill, John Andrews, Christian Vargas, and the 50 of Samet Osgen. Those are the only cars out of the race right now on lap 32. Coming around to get lap 33, Roberto Crown Jr. is going to get stuck on the outside of Ethan Lewis. Will the 41 benefit? Here comes Nathan Baird to the lead. Baird takes the lead away from Roberto Crown Jr., but will he be able to hold on to it? Here comes BB Ruiz in the 1. Now into that second position as Crown Jr. is stuck on that outside. Baird's going to try to hold on to it in that K-line car for AJ Foyt. No, here comes the Penske 1. BB Ruiz to the lead here at Pikes Peak. It's going to be 16 laps to go this time by. Oh, there's contact! Lewis and Roberto Crown Jr. around they go! On the outside into the wall! And more going around. Oh, a huge crash! Braden Perez and Benny Watson getting together there hard into the catch fence. Oh my goodness! A huge crash to bring out the 3rd caution here at Pikes Peak. Oh my goodness gracious. I think BB Ruiz is leading right now. Nathan Baird in the 2nd position. Trey Smith in 3rd. I have no idea what just happened there. Goodness gracious. That was a terrible accident. So we're going to need a few laps to clean this up. Goodness gracious. It looked like it was just going to be a little harmless spin there on the front stretch, but then Benny Watson and Braden Perez got together there in turn 1 and just went flying. We'll take a look at the replay, but my goodness gracious, that was scary. Anyway, we'll take a look at the top 10 here. Before we do go look at the replay, it's BB Ruiz leading ahead of the 41 of Nathan Baird, the 26 of Trey Smith. No, it's the 21 of Roberto Crown Jr. That's right. There's the 26 and 3 are laps down. So there's the 21. The 88 of Daniel Bouchard is 4th. 5th place is the 10 of Ethan Farley. Then 6th comes the 12 of Ryan Durrani. In 7th, the 27 of Landon Smith Jr. In 8th, the 7 of Nathan Smith, followed by Scott Upton and Keegan Thompson rounding out the top 10. And as the field continues to pace under this caution, let's go back and take a look at what happened to bring out caution number 3 here in the Rocky Mountain 80K. So first, we're going to take a look at this first part here, this Ethan Lewis, Mitchell Collins, and Roberto Crown Jr. getting up, and there's Arthur Xavier in the 81 getting a piece. Now these guys are going to straighten it out. go up and scrape along the outside wall, but that's not the only thing that happened. And Daniel Bouchard there in the 88, good job getting slowed up. But that, of course, is not the only thing that brought out this caution. We'll take a look at what else happened. So this just happens in front of them. You saw them turn off down. Braden Perez and Benny Watson saw them turn down in front of that group there. They get hung together there, going down on the inside, and they're going to hit this wall almost head on. Perez and Watson go airborne in the grass. Perez tumbling over and over and over. It goes way high, launches up, and sails directly into the catch fencing. Benny Watson flipping over cars down there, coming to not quite a rest. Perez on his nose, on his top now. Watson's going to come to rest against the outside wall. On top of it, actually, and looks like Perez gets hit again there by the 45 of Jackson Harrison. And a vicious crash here at Pikes Peak. Let's take a look at another angle before we restart this race. So here they are hung together going down the track at presumably at least over 130 miles per hour. And down to the wall they go, slam in there. Watson and Perez go up, hook the grass, and just continue to tumble. Perez is going to go all the way to the catch fence and go directly into the catch fencing side first. And down he comes. Watson there, barrel rolling in the 29. Will do one more revolution. See, he's missing his left front tire. He'll come to a rest on top of the wall, but Perez there gets hit by the 45 and spins more in that 22 before finally coming to rest. But meanwhile, the track is clear and we're good to go. So let's head to the restart here at Pikes Peak. And we're back with your live picture here at the Pikes Peak International Raceway. It is still BB Ruiz leading ahead of the 41 of Nathan Baird. One car came down onto the pit road, not on the lead lap. It was Trey Smith in the 26, who's been having problems all day long. He's already 7 laps down, and looks like we've got one blowing up the back. It's the 8 of Nathan Stapleton, and a heartbreaker for the kid out of Indiana. Stapleton will come down, and that's going to be it for him here in the Rocky Mountain 80K. But now we look up front as the pace car comes down. We're going to get the green flag once again. 11 laps to go here in the Rocky Mountain 80K. We are racing once again here at Pikes Peak. Good restart for the one of BB Ruiz there, the 41. Not so good of a start. Nathan Baird going to try to rebound, though. Mitchell Collins going to stay in behind him, and looks like I thought they were going to come down on the pit road, but no. Bouchard and Crown Jr. just getting to the inside there. They're 3 wide there with the 81 of Arthur Xavier, who is a lap down. They're charging their way through the traffic now. Nathan Baird trying to hold on to that low line. Here comes Collins. Collins is a lap down. And Baird's just trying to get underneath BB Ruiz. Now coming around for 9 laps to go. Baird would like to start the season off. They're already starting the season off strong in the top 2 right now. But who's going to win this race? Now Baird's going to come to the inside. Not quite there just yet. But looking behind, they're starting to charge their way through the field. Here comes the 12 of Ryan Durrani. Back in behind there. Now, here comes Farley underneath. That's 3rd. Now at 8 laps to go. BB Ruiz still leading here. Nathan Baird trying to find a weakness. Down the backstretch and into 3. Ruiz slides up. Here comes Baird to the inside. Nathan Baird are going to be side by side down the front straightaway. Now 7 laps to go here at Pikes Peak International Raceway. Baird to the lead. Not quite yet. They're still side by side up front. but Baird is going to have the low line, and he's going to take it away from BB Ruiz. 6 laps to go. Move the 41 to the top of the board there, as now here comes the 10 of Farley. Farley on the low line there in that blue and black 10. He's working his way through the traffic. He's just got the 20 of Trey right in front of him. And Ruiz is going to come back on the inside at 5 laps to go on Nathan Baird. They're still going at it for the lead. And that could allow Farley to get up in the mix. 59, Daisy Johnson, that's another lap car. Only 16 cars left on the lead lap here in the late laps at Pikes Peak. Now 4 laps to go for BB Ruiz. Will Nathan Baird be able to charge down and beat him? No, here comes Trey Wright, and this could be it for Nathan Baird. Baird cannot afford to let these lap cars get by him. But it looks like it's going to happen anyway. This could be it unless Farley gets up there. This could be BB Ruiz's race. Oh, but Trey Wright's catching Ruiz now in the 1. Farley on the low line. Daisy Johnson now gets to the inside. And Trey Wright's going to go down low of BB Ruiz now with 2.5 laps to go. And even Jackson Harrison, the 45 up front. That could play a factor as well. Will Farley get down low behind the 59? Not quite yet. There's Ryan Durrani there in the 12. He might have a shot. Oh, that's going to hold up Ruiz. Here comes Farley down low to the lead. Ethan Farley to the lead here at Pikes Peak. Ryan Durrani there in the second position. It's going to be a battle between these two. Coming around for the white flag. 1 lap to go here at Pikes Peak. Who's going to win the Rocky Mountain 80K? Farley leads at that line. Will Durrani overtake him? On the back wing going into turn 1. Durrani down low. Farley slides up. They're 2 wide off of the turn. Durrani's not going to get there. Farley's on the low line underneath Trey Wright. And Ethan Farley will come off the turn. Farley wins the Rocky Mountain 80K. Oh my goodness. What a crazy last few laps there. Ethan Farley holding off Ryan Durrani and benefiting from the lap traffic. Getting by BB Ruiz. Didn't look like it was even going to be a factor. It looked like it was going to be between Baird and Ruiz. But no, here came Farley out of nowhere. And he wins the Rocky Mountain 80K here at Pikes Peak. How about that? An average race speed of 121.38 miles per hour. Sounds slow, but we'll take a look at these finishing results here, and you'll see it's as slow. It has a right to be slow. We only had 17 cars finish on the lead lap, but that all happened. Ethan Farley was one of them, and he was ahead of them all. He wins ahead of Ryan Durrani, Nathan Baird, Daniel Bouchard, Landon Smith Jr., BB Ruiz, Scott Upton, Keegan Thompson, Roberto Crown Jr., Willie Brock. Rounds out the top 10 there. Those McLaren teammates there. 10th and 11th right there. Good start for the Aero McLaren boys. We'll take a look at your the rest of your standings there. Down to 30th. Only 22 cars able to finish this race here at Pikes Peak. 17 finishing on the lead lap once again. But Trey Smith, Nathan Stapleton, Benny Watson, Braden Perez, Derek Hamill, John Andrews, Christian Vargas, and Sam Oskin unable to make it to the end. So that's going to wrap us up here at Pikes Peak International Raceway. Congratulations to Ethan Farley for winning race number 1, and best of luck to everyone else in the field for the rest of the season. We got 15 races to go till we crown a champion, or it could be earlier depending on if someone racks it up early, but we'll have to see what happens. We'll take a look at your point standings, and we'll head over to your victory image for the race. And on behalf of the entire NOFSRL, y'all have a good one.